The current crisis communication models, they are concentrating on organizations as entities, as local entities. But the crises are now happening in the value responsibility chains, which means that crises happen in global companies which are based on value responsibility chains. You have structures that range from Africa to the Baltic states and so on, like Toyota, for example. You have an entity that starts in Japan and goes throughout the world. So how do you manage a crisis in such a huge system? How do you plan the communication, internal communication in such a crisis? The existing models, you can't apply them in international value responsibility chains. It doesn't work because it is created for an organization that is locally based. So what I was trying to do is to see how different countries and different units in different countries tried to communicate throughout the value responsibility chain, and where were the problems or where the communication experienced barriers and what were the barriers. One's cultural barriers. The other one is centralized systems with very authorized centralized management systems, which is already proven that it doesn't work in such huge complex systems. You should start just making the systems more flexible. When a crisis occurs, so you have a lot of definitions in there. So which definition takes the dominant role? The public opinion, that becomes the crisis perception. So that's why it's called that you have a socially constructed crisis. The new research that is now appearing is very much related to the sense-making processes of people. So how do the employees make sense of the crisis? The perception is the answer, and how people think, we have to change the perceptions. It is perceptual, and it is the perception part that needs to be analyzed more.